lessons work and how you can join in. First of all, let's talk about the teacher's video box. This is the video box that I'm in and that you're looking at right now. This is where the teacher will share their screen and show you what to do. When the teacher is showing you how to do something, you should make this video box go into full screen by clicking on the full screen icon here. Try it now and this video should get bigger and cover your whole screen. When the lesson starts, you will see all the steps for the lesson appear here. These are the steps you need to follow to create the project, and the teacher will guide you through each of these step by step. Though if you wish to go ahead and follow them yourself, that's no problem. You will normally be working with two tabs, one tab for the instructions and one tab for creating the code and your project. When you have completed a step, come back to the Instructions tab and click on this green Done button. You get an award and learning points for each step you complete. Under the video box, you will see what step the teacher is currently on. Under that, you will see the chat feed. The chat feed shows you how everyone is doing, and you can put your own entries into it by clicking on the blue chat button and entering your question or message. Or you can give a quick thumbs up or down, or even put in emojis by using the green react button. After the teacher has shown you how to do a step, click on the exit full screen button to make the video go back small. Try it now. Okay, that's it for the instructions. We can't wait to see what you create. And remember, you can always come up with your own ideas and add them into your project. If you do want to share your project and your own ideas, you can do that using the purple button at the bottom of the lesson. We often show the best ones at the start of the next class. Okay, today's lesson is going to start in a few minutes, so strap in and get ready to code. Hey everyone, we'll be starting the live lesson shortly, but before we do, let's go over a few instructions on how live lessons work and how you can join in. First of all, let's talk about the teacher's video box. This is the video box that I'm in and that you're looking at right now. This is where the teacher will share their screen and show you what to do. When the teacher is showing you how to do something, you should make this video box go into full screen by clicking on the full screen icon here. Try it now and this video should get bigger and cover your whole screen. When the lesson starts, you will see all the steps for the lesson appear here. These are the steps you need to follow to create the project, and the teacher will guide you through each of these step by step. Though if you wish to go ahead and follow them yourself, that's no problem. You will normally be working with two tabs, one tab for the instructions and one tab for creating the code and your project. When you have completed a step, come back to the Instructions tab and click on this green Done button. You get an award and learning points for each step you complete. Under the video box, you will see what step the teacher is currently on. Under that, you will see the chat feed. The chat feed shows you how everyone is doing, and you can put your own entries into it by clicking on the blue chat button and entering your question or message. Or you can give a quick thumbs up or down, or even put in emojis by using the green react button. After the teacher has shown you how to do a step, click on the exit full screen button to make the video go back small. Try it now. Okay, that's it for the instructions. We can't wait to see what you create. And remember, you can always come up with your own ideas and add them into your
Hello everyone, welcome to Code Long Sessions with Coding Ireland. This is me, Radhika, and I'm here with you today to bring on in a new Scratch game today. So yes, we are doing a Scratch game after a long time. We recently had some Microsoft Make Code projects. You guys made some cool games, and today we'd like to throw in Scratch in the mixture. So let me show you what we're going to make today. We're going to make an Easter egg catching game. So here's what it looks like. We'll have eggs falling from the sky, and there is a bowl sprite to catch them, as many as you can. We are keeping track of the score with the eggs variable, and we are moving the bowl sprite with our arrow keys. So, in this game, we are going to learn the concepts of cloning, making a score variable, and then we'll also see how to replicate gravity so as to show how these eggs are falling down. At the end of the game, I also add a slight enhancement to the game and show you how you can make the graphics of the game even more better looking. All right, so let's get on. At any point in time, if you think you have a doubt and you want to convey something to me, you can always use the chat box to type in your chat message. You can also give me a react, thumbs up, thumbs down, or any emoji that you feel like during the course of the lesson. And also, you guys can, if you guys join late, you can always just go back in this video box panel and then watch the video from where you have to catch up. All right, and then catch up with me in real time. So without much ado, let's begin. Step number one. So we've already covered the introduction, and I'm just gonna go ahead and mark that step as done. And in the emoji series, we get angry. Let's see if we can try and turn that around by the last step. All right. So, step number two, guys, as usual, click on the link and open Scratch. When you have Scratch, for those of you who are not logged in, can log in with your accounts. So, I'm already logged in and click on the Create button. This will open up a new Scratch project. So for all those of you who are using Scratch for the first time, Scratch is a tool, it's a programming language, a block-based programming language, which allows you to do coding. So on the left-hand side, we have these multicolored blocks, which are called coding blocks, which we put on one on top of the other, like this, like a stack. We join them, and all these colors represent different actions that Scratch can do. So the blue motion blocks will have everything to do with moving the objects. The looks will have everything with the appearance and the size. The sound will include some sounds for the sprite and so on. On the right side, we have the stage where the output of your program will go, and the objects that are used in the game are called sprites. So, over here in this section, we have the sprite library, which are categorized by different titles. So, we have animals, we have people, we have sports, food, and so on. And we also have a backdrops section which is used to set the backdrop of the stage. So we're just going to delete the cat sprite as of now, and let's see what we want in our code. Okay, so we have Pokemon 8 joining us. Welcome, Pokemon 8. You're right in time. We are about to create an egg catching game. And it's a summer series, it's getting very hot, so we get a swimming pool. All right, guys, so first let's go ahead and add a backdrop today first. So click on choose a backdrop, and then you can choose any backdrop that you like. Guys, when we choose a backdrop, we should choose something which doesn't interfere with the sprites. Okay, if you choose a very complex background, let's say this, and then you won't be able to see eggs falling from the sky. So choose something which is light. You can choose a plain color as well, but for now I'm going to go under patterns and choose this hearts backdrop. With that, we complete step number one, and again in the summer series, we get sunglasses. Very, very important when you go out in the sun. All right, now it's time to add the bold sprite and give action to it. So this is what we're going to do. Click on choose a sprite, and see, now it's very difficult to just hunt through all these hundreds of sprites. You can always do a smart search and type bold. you will get all the sprites which somehow represent a bowl. You can also make your own sprites, but for now, we're just gonna choose the inbuilt one. Let's go ahead and put it in the center bottom somewhere like this. If you want, you can go all the way ahead and then put it right here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is now I'm going to go to the events section and say when the green flag is clicked, that means when the events are something which some action that has taken place. So we say that when the green flag is clicked, then what do? We want this sprite to go to this position. So, so choose the go to XY block. XY represent the position of the sprite on the stage. So every point, if I say over here, then see X and Y will change. X and Y will change because every X and Y correspond to a unique position on the stage. So guys, see now when the green flag is clicked, I'm making my bowl go to these XY positions. Let's see how that works. And perfect. Okay, now that we have set the position, now is the time to move the bowl sprite. So there are multiple ways to do that. So let's choose one. Okay, now guys, see what happens. You can always say when left arrow key is pressed. That means on your keyboard, when you press the left arrow key, just move the x parameter. You can say change x by a negative of 10. Now, why do I do that, guys? X X represents the horizontal motion of the sprite. So see, I'll just move this part. Right now, my X, let's say, let me make it 100, 0. So I change it by negative 10, it becomes negative 10. Then again 10, it becomes minus 20, minus 30, minus 40. So a negative of X means it's going to move towards the left side. So X will always hold your left right positions. If I make it a positive 10, you will see that the sprite will move towards the right side. And you can see the corresponding change in the X parameter. Okay, so if you want to do it with an event, we can say when the left arrow key is pressed, just do this and duplicate. When the right arrow key is pressed, just change it by a positive 10. Let's see how that works. Okay, press, sorry, right arrow. Okay, when you press the right arrow key, you can see it's going to the right. When you press the left arrow key, you can see it's going to the left. And you can also see this thing is blinking. That means we are running this script. Now guys, note, do you see some hindrance over here? Okay, it looks like it's not moving very smoothly. Okay, it's not a smooth motion. Okay, so although it's not that smooth a motion, it still works and it's fine. But we're going to follow this part. Okay, I'm going to show you another way which is very smooth. Okay, so it's okay if you want to use this as well. I'm just showing you another way. So guys, what do? Forever we check a condition. The forever block will run forever. Okay, and what do we check? We go to sensing and we bring an if block. So we say if, okay, and we put a question inside the if block. So all these diamond shaped boxes which have a question mark at the end, they ask us a question. Okay, so if they say if is the left arrow key pressed, so it says if the left arrow key is pressed, then what do? You change the x by -10. Let's first move it outside the forever and see what happens. Okay, see, nothing happens, right? Because when the green flag is clicked, this if block is not joined to the script. Okay, so nothing is happening when I click the left button. But when I put it inside the forever block, now something changes. Why? Because forever it's going to check if the left arrow key is pressed, it changes the x. And guys, if you do this on your laptops, you'll notice a difference with the previous approach, with the approach when we had used the event handler when left key pressed. Why? Because now you see, if I just press my left key just once, you see it has changed it by 20. See, you press it a long time and it quickly changes the position because it's very smooth. And that is because it's inside a forever block. So the duration for which you're holding the left arrow key, it will keep on changing the x and it looks like a very smooth motion. Okay, so I'm going to duplicate it and say if the right arrow key is pressed, then change it by a +10. Let's see how that works. Now see, your bowl is moving much, much faster and smoother. Okay, so the major difference is that when you use the when left arrow key pressed, that means if you just press it once, let's say you are pressing the left key and you're holding it down for 5 seconds and then you release it. Okay, it will shift for a smaller distance. Okay, but if you're doing the same thing in the forever block, it will move a much bigger distance, and that too very smoothly. And you can play around with these values, it doesn't matter, it'll just move the bowl by a larger amount at a time. Okay, so that's it, and we are done with step number 4. And in the key vegetable series, we get a kiwi fruit. So how many of you guys are fan of kiwi fruit? Let me know. I absolutely love it. It's a very good summer fruit as well, very juicy, very relaxing. All right, so I'm sorry. Okay, so now we are on to step number 5. Guys, we have to add the egg sprite now. So Scratch offers you an inbuilt egg, which is not fancy. All right. So we will provide you the sprite. Just download this Easter egg.sprite3 file. You have to just download it. All right. And once you have that in your download section, click the choose a sprite option, upload sprite, and just choose this. Okay, when you do that, you will get the sprite. Okay, so let's go to the costumes and see what all costumes this egg sprite has with us. So we have about we have about 10 Easter eggs. So you guys, we have so many of them and they look so pretty. Oh my god, I like the fifth one particularly. Okay, so cool. So once we have added that and it reflects on your projects, just mark done. And we get a thunderstorm moon in the weather series. Cool, guys. So now we go to step number 6, which is the most important part, and that is to create eggs, multiple eggs, not just one egg, multiple eggs, and we have to make them fall from the sky. Okay, so let's see what we have to do over here. In this step, we are going to create 10 egg sprites. Okay, so what we'll do, we will first make the egg a little smaller and then hide it, and then we are going to create clones, guys. So For those of you who are not familiar with the concept of cloning, clones means what? Just to create duplicates. Okay, so we are going to create 10 duplicates, that means 10 clones of the egg, and let's see how. So the size is already set to 15, as you can see. But still, it's always good to do it via the coding blocks as well. So when the green flag is clicked, so as I told you, everything related to size is in the look section. Set the size. Oh, let's see how does it look when it's 100. That's one very big egg. So let's just put it back to 15. You can experiment. Coding is all about experimenting with different values and seeing what works. So let's just go back to 15. And let me first show you how cloning works. Okay, so go to the control section and say create a clone of myself. Just click on the just view at my screen, guys. So when I say create a clone, where do you think the clone went? I cannot see another duplicate, right? So guys, remember, a clone is created at the exact position of the original sprite. It is of the exact same shape, size, looks, appearance, position, everything is same. So where do you think the clone is? It's right behind uh, the original sprite. And which one do you think was the original one? The one on top or the one on bottom? This one or this one? So to avoid that confusion, let me show you a small trick. Whatever whatever code you want to write related to the clone will be written under the event when I start as a clone. Okay, so let's say I do this. When the green flag is clicked, I have created a clone, which is this. Okay, we don't know which one is the clone. So I'm going to say that when I start as a clone, let's say the clone will change the color effect by 25. So we will know which one is the clone. And you see, so this is the clone. So that means the one behind was the clone. Okay, so if I want to create 10 clones of myself, remember all the why didn't the original egg change the color? Because we have written the changing color code in the when I start as a clone sprite script. Okay, so everything that you want the clone to do will be programmed under the when I start as a clone block. Okay, only that and only that. So if I say create 10 clones, so let's see where there will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the 10th one, right? So these are our clones. So we are going to make the clones fall from the sky, and we do not want anything to do with the original one. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hide the original one. Let's start. Hey, but where did the clones go now? So remember what I said? A clone will repeat all the properties of the original sprite. So when the clone was created, at that time, what was the property of the original sprite? It was hidden. That is why your clones also got hidden. Okay. If you hide it after creating the clones, then your original sprite and then your clones will not get hidden, guys. See. Now you see, your clones are there. They are not hidden. Because when you created the clone, at that point, the original sprite was showing. That is why your clones are also showing. You hid the sprite after the creation of clones. Okay, so we always go step by step. Okay, so if you want to hide it earlier, So your clones will also hide. And now if you want to show your clones, you have to use the show block. And now you will see all of them. Okay. So not only does it matter that which coding block you're using, it also matters where you're using in your code. So you saw if we place hide over here or over here, your code, the outcome changed. Okay, guys, we are going on a little much detail with things because we have already have some experience with scratch programming now. So I want you guys to learn little detailings of programming also to make yourselves a good programmer. And these also help you when you run into problems with your code. So it's like a debugging tip as well. Okay. All right. So now, guys, we have done this, except that we want the clones to appear after some time, not all at once. So what I'm going to do is we are going to wait. If I say wait 1 second, you will see the clone will appear not immediately, but after some time. You cannot see it right now. Let me just let me make it go to a random position, and then you will able to see it. So let's say the clone is going at a random position. So you can see after every 1 second, a clone is appearing. They are not appearing at once. Okay, if we didn't have the wait block, they would all just appear at once. So we don't want that. And also, the guidelines say that we have to wait a random time. Okay, so go to our operators, choose pick random 1 to 10 and put it inside and say pick random 1 to 4. That means it will choose a random number between 1 to 4. Okay, let me show you. So, oh, sorry. Okay, see, this time it chose 4, this time 1, and 4, 2, and so on. So it will wait for a random time and then appear on the screen. Cool. So with that, we are done with step number 6. Let me just see if we have any doubts in the chat section and we get a map in the outdoor series. So we have Pokemon 8 has completed step number 5, which was adding the Easter sprite. That's perfect. Okay. So Pokemon 8, are you having any troubles? Just please give me a thumbs up in the chat section so that I know everything is going good with you. All right. So I'm going to wait for a minute and then I'm going to proceed with step number 7. Guys, take a break for a minute. Okay, so we have our coders completing step 6. Perfect. So let's move on to step number 7. Step number 7 is to position the clones at the top of the stage. Top means over here, so that they look like they are falling from the sky. Okay. So guys, what do we do once they are placed randomly? So let them appear randomly once. In order for them to appear at the top, imagine they're just lifted wherever they are. It's fine, they're spread across the sky. I just want them all to be, Wherever they are, I just want them to go up. Wherever they are, I just want them to go up. So you see what I'm doing? I am basically just changing their y component, the y-axis. So what I'm going to do over here is, let's choose a good y position. This is y90. This is okay. I'm not going to know. For that I need the original sprite. This is the original sprite. Guys, remember, you cannot check the coordinates from this section with the clones. You need the original sprite. So I just manually showed it, and I'm checking how the y component is looking like. I think this part looks good. So this is y is 152. Okay, so choose your own y, whatever you want. So let's say I'm putting in 150 over here. So I'm going to say, once you have gone to a random position, then just change your y component. So just set the y component to 150. Okay, now see, let's see what happens. Now what you are seeing is directly they're going up. Basically, we don't have a wait time between when they're going to a random position and when they're setting their y. So it happens so immediately that they go to a random position and immediately their y becomes 150. Okay, so let me just put a wait of 1 second for you guys to show that what's happening. See, appears randomly and then goes at the top. Appears randomly, goes at the top. Same, appears randomly, positions at 150. Okay, so we don't want to show this transition in our code. This was just for your understanding. So I'm just going to remove the wait block. So we will just directly have this. And don't worry if you see that the eggs are overlapping each other, because in the next step, we are going to make them fall as soon as they reach the top of the stage. Okay, so with that, we are done with step number 7. In the animal series, we get a sheep. Okay, guys, now we have so many beautiful Easter egg costumes, right? We have 10 of them. So we don't want to get stuck with just one costume. We are now going to uh, make every clone wear a different costume. Okay, so we what we're gonna do is, in the when I start as a clone, go to the look section. I'm gonna show you a very easy way. Okay, go to switch costume. So when you say switch costume to, let me show you differently first. Just show your original sprite. Okay, now see guys, we have so many costume numbers. You see 1, 2. These are the numbers at the top left. If you see 1, 2, 3, and over here we have the name. Okay, so when you say switch costume to, you will see a list of names over here. Okay, what happened to my stage? Oops. Yeah. Okay, so if I say Easter egg 7, it will change to the 7th costume, which you can see is this one. Okay, what you can do is now go to operators and say pick random 1 to 10. You can either switch the costume based on their names or these numbers. So if I say pick a random from 1 to 10, it will just pick a random number from 1 to 10. Let's say, I don't know which it did. So basically, it must have picked up the random number 6. Okay, again, the red one, it might have picked the random number 3. So you can just do this. So let's see now. Every clone will pick up a random number between 1 to 10. All right. Now what this code means, is I'll tell you what this part also means. So we are going to follow this only, but I'll show you what they mean by this. So guys, we have 10 costumes, so we repeat it 10 times. Okay, not 10 times, we repeat it any random number from 1 to 10 times. So let's say if I choose the random number 5, okay, I'll just put directly pick 5 over here. Okay, this is my original egg. Where is my original egg? Original egg will always be at the first costume. So when I say repeat 5 times, and 5 times I want to go to the next costume. Okay, what does next costume do? Next costume will directly take you to the next costume, right? In a sequential manner. So if I say next costume, it will go to costume 2. Okay, if I again do a next costume, it will go to costume 3. If I again click on a next costume, it will go to costume 4. So what we are doing is that, let's say I do repeat 5 and then next costume. So 5 times I'm going to the next costume. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I come to 6. Let's see what happens. See, we went to the same thing. Okay, if I again do repeat 5 next costume, let's see what will happen. Now we are over here. So 1, next costume 1, next costume 2, next costume 3, 4, and for 5 we loop again and come back to the first one. So this one, 1. So we come to the first one. Okay, so when I say pick random, that means it will pick a random number and then do the next costume, next costume. So we're just moving that many costumes ahead of that. So basically it just generates a random costume each time. Okay, but I just find this one a little bit, easier to relate to. But I thought you should know both the ways anyways, right? And it's fine if you show it at the end or at the beginning. Really doesn't matter, that's fine. Okay, all right, with that we are done with step number 8. We get an umbrella beach and done. All right, guys. Now, step number 5. Very important part now. We have to make them fall as though they are just falling down from gravity. Okay. So, very simple, guys. When eggs fall from the sky, out of X component and Y component, which is changing? Only the Y component. Because Y component means the vertical part. So just like we changed the change x by 10 to move the ball horizontally, similarly if we do change y continuously, it will make the eggs fall. Okay, let's see whether we have to do a positive y or a negative y. So again, I'm just going to show the original egg. This is the original egg, guys. Just making you show the original egg. Okay, change y by 10. Let's see what happens. It's going up. Okay, so that means we have to do a negative 10. It's coming down. Okay, and to continuously make it come down, we just put it under a forever block like that, right? Or if I say, okay, repeat 10 times and make it come down, it just stopped over here because 10 times it could only come over here. If I say repeat 30 times when it's at the top, it went all the way till here. Okay, so your code is asking you to do that, guys, but you can always make it 35 as well because it has just gone completely. For now, let's just follow the code and see. Let's see what happens. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So they are falling from the sky. We can actually make it a little bit 34, 35. Looks 32. Yeah, this looks better. Okay, they have just gone under the screen, so that looks better because my bowl is also touching the ground, so it's fine. Okay, so the falling part is also done. But guys, when they fall, do you see it's accumulating on at the bottom side? So we have to make them go away, and to do that, we do delete the clone. Delete this clone will delete that particular clone. Okay, that had just fallen. So let's see. So once that 32 times thing is done, the action of falling, after that it just deletes. Delete means it just goes away. Okay, so that is it. And with that, we do step number 9. Done. We get in the science series, we get radiation. And my battery is running low. Okay. Okay, guys. We have just 2 steps left. And step number 10. Now we gotta catch the eggs. They're falling, they're clones, everything is fine, the bowl is moving. All we need to do now is to catch the eggs and put the score. So, guys, very simple. We have to sense when the bowl is touching the eggs, right? So, to do the sensing part, we have a sensing, and under that, we have a touching block. Choose the drop down and say touching bowl. So, that means when the egg is touching bowl, yes or no. See, guys. Let's see. Is the egg touching the bowl? False. I told you it gives you a yes or a no answer. No means false, yes means true. If I make it touch uh, like that, now it says true. Okay, so if you put that inside a if block, then say if egg is touching bowl, then what do we do, guys? We just make it go away. We again delete that clone. Okay, so put it as the first thing and then change the y, or you can do this way also. Let's see, it went away, went away, went away. This one, it's coming. Okay, you can also add some sound effects. We'll do that as part of enhancements. Okay, so cool. So we have done step number 10. We just caught all the clones. I'll mark that step as done. You get a binoculars. Any doubts? No. Okay, guys. The last step is to keep a score. So let's see how many eggs you catch out of the 10 that fall. Okay, so it's like keeping a score variable. So let's go ahead, go to variables, create a variable. You can say eggs catched or score or eggs or whatever. So let's just keep it at eggs. By default it is 0, and every time you catch the egg, the bowl will catch the egg, we will change the value by 1. See, like that. Okay, so if it is touching the bowl, then change the x by 1. Let's see. So what happened when the game is starting? The eggs were already 9, right? because I had manually changed it. So you don't have to do that. To avoid doing that, what do we do, guys? When a new game is clicked, eggs are still 12. So when the green flag is clicked, first set your eggs to 0. All the things that the initialization things, okay, the setting of the score to 0, the size, and all that stuff, you set it in the beginning. So when the green flag is clicked, see it's 0. Working, working. And that's it. And then game is over. Okay, guys. And with that, we completed uh, step 10, step 11. Okay, and we get a pencil. So, guys, your game is done. This is the end of the lesson. But not yet. I told you we will do some modifications as well as enhancements. Okay, guys. So, I'm going to do it and show it, and you guys can do the same, similar in your projects. So, the first thing that you can do to enhance your game is to add some sound effects. Whenever your bowl is catching the egg, when it's touching the bowl, you can do some sound effects. So let's say play sounds. You can do a start sound. Go to sound, click on sounds, add a sound. Let's see if we have a okay. I really like this sound. So you can use collect and you can say start sound collect. Let's see. Okay. This gives you a nice thing that, oh, you missed it. Okay. One is this thing. The second thing that you can do is to show that the eggs have fallen on the floor and they have cracked. Right, that is also a nice animation. You can, if I show you, there is like an egg sprite, the original egg sprite. See, it has a nice, like a nice cracking. It has a nice cracking version of it. Okay, but in your Easter eggs, you have so many costumes that you cannot make a cracking part, but you can add some effects like pixelate. Okay, so if this is an egg, in the look section, if you go to change color effect, so choose pixelate. See, pixelate, it kind of shows, like a cracking kind of a thing, right? You can show something like that. You can change the effect directly to 50. So it shows your egg has, it does look like it has a crack in between. Or you can just go to 70 and then do like this. Okay, you can do something like that. We also have mosaic. When we say mosaic means it will split. But no, that doesn't make any sense. So I think you can just switch to mosaic. Sorry, pixelate. Yeah. Okay, and then delete the clone. So if touching the bowl, then you have this. Else, before you delete, you can just do a pixel. Let's see how that works. If it doesn't look good, we will remove it. So we need to wait for a minute before we delete, otherwise we won't be able to see that effect. Okay, let's see. You see, it broke. it's not that apparent because uh, they are they are textured and stuff. So what you can do instead, um, you can put a third sound, right? So you can choose another sound. There is a third. Yeah. It's like something got missed, like losing sound and stuff. Or you can choose a break sound. Okay. Anything which represents that, you were not able to collect it. Okay. Even this looks good, like a bong sound, like, you missed it. Okay. So just gonna use this one and say in the sound section, I'm gonna say just do that. Let's see how that looks. Okay, even that looks nice, right? And you can wait like for just half a second. Along with pixelate, we also add a ghost effect, guys. So ghost effect will make it a little lighter. See, you know, like a fading thing which will go. Let's see how that looks like. Okay, see, it's like something was missed, right? Even that looks nice. Okay, so this is one effect, which is the score. Okay, so Pokemon 8 is asking, do I have to make a new one or add on? Okay, are you asking about the things that I'm doing, Pokemon 8? So it's up to you. Okay, I'm just adding enhancements to the game. If you want, you can add them in your game. It will make it look more appealing. Okay, if not, that is up to you. But I strongly recommend just trying out these effects. Okay, all right. So you should also save your project, guys. So just write down egg catching game and then just click on save now and then click on share. So once you click on share, just copy this link from below, copy link, and then you can share it with me in chat, Pokemon 8, and I can always see how you did. Okay, so yeah, as part of enhancements, let's see something other things that we could do. So after sound effects, uh, you could add a game over section. Okay, once all the eggs are done, so over here, when you're done with this, you can choose to show the score, saying, hey, this is your score. Okay, and if you don't want 10 eggs to fall, you can always use a forever block instead of repeat, so that eggs will continuously fall from the sky. All right, guys. There is one very cool effect if you want to experiment with colors. So if you change the color of the background, okay, and you put it inside a forever block, it will look like your background is uh, pulsating with colors. Okay, just makes it a little more harder to catch the eggs because now the backdrop is distracting you. Okay, but it also makes it look very nice. So this is something that you could try. Okay, so yeah, that's it for the enhancements, guys. I hope you guys liked it. uh, you can also experiment with the egg that I showed you before in a separate game. Maybe when you touch the bottom of the screen, you can switch to the breaking costume, right? So it would show that the egg has broken off. It got a crack and then it broke off, right? So yeah, that's it. If you guys have any other suggestions, then do them in your project and share it with me in the chat section, and I will definitely give you a shout out in the next class. So that's it for today. Let me just go ahead and mark the lesson as done. Cool. All right, I'll see you next time with a new class, a new coding project. Till then, be happy, keep coding. Goodbye.